Hi, guys.
Hi, everybody. We are back and better than ever. Today is a very special episode.
It is.
It's a very special episode because this is where we will be talking about all things conspiracy theories.
Yes. And before we get into it, guys, don't forget to subscribe.
Yes.
And like and share with your friends.
Period. As you can see, we brought the specs out.
Yeah. We had to get into costume.
We had to get into costume. We have to get into character and do this the right way.
And do it the right way. I feel like we're conspiracy girlies in a natural.
I think you definitely are. No, because I'm like, don't nobody be fooling me.
I don't even think, like, not in the sense of getting fooled.
Yeah.
I'm not easily bamboozled.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'm open to, like, when people tell me a theory, I'm like, you know what? You might have ate that. Like, that might be true. How can we prove it's not?
See, that's the thing. It's not that I don't believe, like, I guess in the concept, in the ideology of, like, conspiracy theories as a whole.
Yeah.
It's just more like I look at what a person's saying and then I look at who's saying it and then I have my answer.
That's the thing. I don't know. Sometimes, well, no, what you just said just ate because that's true. Sometimes, like a conspiracy theory, the theory itself won't sound bad to me.
Yeah.
But then I'll be like, I'll start thinking about the person who's talking to me, and I'm like, you see, no.
Yeah, like their eye is twitching and I'm just like,
I'm like,
But then again, also, I do feel like you could be led to the kind of craziness that now makes you like, you know what I mean? Now you feel like you're
but that's the
losing it.
thing. It's the same way that, like, okay, how, not to jump into it, but I guess we can just jump into it.
Yeah.
The people in government, whatever, were like, aliens are real and like Area 51 is real.
Yeah.
But like back in like the 60s, those people were being told that they're like crazy and they were getting like electric shock therapy for like craziness. When in reality, like Area 51 has been real this whole time.
It's been real this whole time. That's true. Yeah.
So, you know, like to me, it's not necessarily like the crazy people. It's more so like, okay, when it comes to flat earth theory, which we'll discuss later, it's not the crazy people that make it like discreditable to me. It's more so like the people who have like, I don't know, like when Kyrie Irving was like flat earth theory is real. It was something about him saying it that was making me like, no.
No, because I think that there's some people, okay, there's a difference between believing a like specific theory that you have done research on.
Yeah.
And there's another thing between people who just want to go against the grain.
Yeah, no, that's what it was giving.
That's the difference.
It was giving like, I'm tapped into something y'all are not tapped into. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. No, I think, I think those people are absolutely insane. Also, side note, I'm going to adjust my glasses a lot because if I don't, they'll fall off my face.
100%.
This is costume.
Yeah.
This is costume wear, people.
No, but
this
we're
is not.
talking and like,
You know, we're pushing it up.
pushing
like
it up.
this.
Yeah.
It's giving smart.
Yeah.
You will respect us with these glasses on.
These glasses.
Period. But yeah, no, he was giving me someone that's just like, y'all don't know what I know. You're not tapped into what I'm tapped into.
Like y'all are just believing like the man.
Oh my God. But like y'all will believe anything that they
oh my
tell
gosh,
you.
no, I can't with people like, as someone who feels like sometimes people like it's good to not believe what everyone believes.
Right.
Sometimes I feel that way.
Yeah.
But like I'm not going around and I can't stand people who be like, y'all are sheep. And like y'all just believe everything that y'all read and like everything. Because if you think about it, like, yes, you believe something different, but you're also believing something that you're reading. You have read 50,000 Reddit forums.
Yeah.
And you feel like, yeah, this is true.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same mindset.
Yeah.
If I'm a sheep for believing this person, you're a sheep for believing that person. Because technically, if you have not seen something with your own eyes, we're all kind of following someone else's orders.
Literally.
Like, that's kind of what we're all doing. You just have to lean on what you feel like makes the most sense.
Frank Ocean said we were living in an idea from another man's mind. And that's what the girls don't want to talk about, but we need to circle back
around to that.
to conspiracy theories. We just went off on a tangent real quick, but we need to circle back to the topic because we have a long list of theories.
No, if it's one thing we're going to do is go off on a tangent.
Yes.
Hopefully you guys like that about us. If not, I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah. All right, let's hit the first thing on the list. It's funny. I feel... Okay, no, I didn't have them together. I'm going to put them together. Bigfoot and the Lochness Monster.
Also, if you guys see me looking off camera, I don't know if you guys see this on camera, I have the list on my computer to the left, so that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, we got to tap in. We can't miss something.
Yeah.
So, for me, when it comes to Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster, I think the Loch Ness Monster for sure is in the lake in Scotland.
Is it Scotland? Is it Ireland? Is there a difference?
It's Scotland, babe.
Is it Wales?
Yeah, I think.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, where is that?
No, it doesn't look like. Yeah. The Loch Ness Monster is in Scotland.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's what I have one here. Yeah. I've done my research. It originated in Scotland. I'm like, don't play with me if it's not. I don't know what to tell you guys. But I do think that when we're talking about what's in the sea, I feel like man has not discovered everything.
No, there's an endless amount of things in this.
Versus be real with yourself. There is no way in hell there's a land creature walking the earth and they have not tagged and tracked this beast. I just don't think that's true.
They don't find, like, when people be posting, they're like, God just released a new animal. It's always an underwater animal.
It's
because
always.
we've already seen, unless people are like self-mixing these animals, you know how people like to just make different animals, babies, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, when it comes to land creatures, it's not the craziest thing. Like, there's no reason for them to hide that from us. That like we found Bigfoot. Why?
Yeah, I'm sorry, and also like we're not talking about a regular monster. Like everything I've seen everything I've seen of Bigfoot, this is like a monster that's walking on 2 feet.
Yeah.
Standing up. Like human style.
Yeah.
Like, and you think that they haven't found that thing?
Come on now. And it's like 6 feet. It can't hide.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's just kind of like they would have definitely.
But I wonder if people really like believe in Bigfoot or.
Yes. Have you never seen a Bigfoot documentary? I watched one like a couple years ago. There are people that have dedicated their lives. The timer.
Anyways,
there are people who have literally dedicated their entire lives to finding Bigfoot.
And that's actually insane.
I don't know. I feel like they feel like they've seen something, but honestly, like if a gorilla stands up, is that not Bigfoot?
Is it not Bigfoot? No, that's the question. Because I was just about to say, like, I wonder if the first person who thought of Bigfoot really just saw like a bear standing from like far away.
Yeah, but not even a bear though. I feel like
like a gorilla for sure.
A gorilla. No,
but
because
like Bigfoot is like in like the Americas and like Canada.
Yeah, that is.
So it's like it's no gorillas out here. I'm not sure what they were saying.
There are no gorillas in America.
Are you being for real? Like natural born gorillas?
Wait,
gorillas are all in Africa.
Are you serious?
There are no gorillas like anywhere else. Are you kidding? Oh. Have you ever seen an Asian gorilla?
No, I've never have. I guess I never.
Wow. Like a European gorilla? No, they live in the jungle in Africa. Yeah.
Wait.
I'm in like specific parts of Africa.
I never knew that. Girl, I never knew that. Because I'm thinking about the fact that we have gorillas here, but they're in the zoo.
Yeah, they're at the zoo.
They're in the zoo. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just learned something.
I'm not sure what it is they were seeing, but it wasn't what they thought.
It wasn't.
Unless they were just seeing like an actual man that was just really hairy.
No, I'm telling you, with what I saw in that documentary, there was a monster that they thought they were seeing. But moving on to the Loch Ness Monster. Yeah, that Loch Ness Monster is real.
No, Loch Ness Monster is real. Mm-hmm. Like, no need to even, I mean, it is.
Not too much on that. Not too much on that. I believe you guys. For the ones out there.
No, yeah, I
believe them. So moving on from the Loch Ness Monster, what are we going to next? Oh, Atlantis?
I guess, but if we're going to talk about Atlantis.
Yeah.
Like how we said, like it's things in the water. I don't think that there's like a magical, like amazing community underwater. That's not what I think. I think that it's like things under the water that are like terrifying or like would be, I think it's like, because people are talking, like there's a lot of people who are like aliens are in space, but then there's like the thought process that like actual aliens, quote unquote, are in the water deep down. Mm-hmm. I feel like I do believe in space aliens, but I do also believe in the theories that there are like sinister things underwater. The deeper that you go, it's the way that even like the deeper that they travel every single year in their submarines, they find like the craziest looking animals and like animals that like it's not just what they look like, it's also what they do. Like, why are you a fish, but your teeth are coming all the way out here?
Yeah, because what was that for? What was the reason?
You know what I'm saying? I feel like if there are people living underwater, they're not like beautiful mermaids. I feel like they're things that would literally like eat us. For sure.
Yeah, I guess I wonder about that. I'm not too like turned off by the theory of a mermaid.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm in a space where I feel like two things could be true.
Yeah, I think that like the actual thought process, it's the same way that like when people draw aliens in space, sometimes they look like there's so many different variations.
Yeah.
But when people talk about mermaids, it's only like that beautiful version.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just don't, even if mermaids are quote unquote nice,
yeah,
I don't think that they look like good.
I think mermaids look like the ones that whatever they have, like, you know, from the Pirates of the Caribbean, and they are taking the people under the water.
Yeah.
That's what I think of mermaids.
But those mermaids were so beautiful. The sirens.
Yeah.
With like the siren thing.
Yeah. No, because like you're seeing what you want to see because of the fog. Yeah. And we also know like the fog is definitely like something chemically is being released to make you think that you're seeing a beautiful like woman. But I feel like there's no such thing as a beautiful woman, like with the siren. I think it's a monster.
Yes.
Like that's my theory is that like that's what you want to see before you die.
Before you die, yeah.
Yeah. Cause I don't know.
Yeah.
For me, it's like Chris Evans. I'm like, that's what I want to see when I'm staring death in the face.
And it's just Chris Evans.
Luring
you into the water.
No, I'm like, you know what, God, that works for me.
That works for me.
I can go in grace now.
That is funny.
No. Okay. Next one.
Mm-hmm.
We got it. Ooh. Let me just say something like really simple on this because you're not in the lore of JonBenét Ramsey.
No, I'm not.
You're not into it. So obviously it's this little girl. She was killed at like a really early age. I don't know if she was like 6. I don't know if she was 11. I don't remember. Mm-hmm. But her parents had a party. And she was like left at the house, or the party was at their house. It was something like really like, you know, regular day things.
Yeah.
And so they claimed that they tucked both of their children in. It was her brother. Mm-hmm. They said goodnight. They saw them. They woke up. They couldn't find her. So they called the police because at this point, they're like, someone has kidnapped their daughter.
Yeah.
So they also see a ransom note. Someone leaves a ransom note and they say, hey, you need to give us this much money if you want to get your daughter back. Yeah. The police come, search the entire house. Mm-hmm. They still can't find her. They call their friends. Yeah. To come look for evidence in their own home. And also to like comfort them. And then the police are like, you know what? Like, we don't really, like, we're not finding anything. So the dad's like, you know what? Like, rolls up his sleeve. He's like, let me step in and see like what I can do. Yeah. He goes into the basement and the first place he looks is the basement. And there she is in the basement dead. Yeah.
Wait, so they called the cops before looking all around the house?
Yes. They called the cops before checking the entire house. Their friends checked the house. The cops checked the house. No one found this girl in the basement.
No one went to
No one thought. The cops felt like they had done a day's work. Like we're going to leave. Yes, they did the sweep. They were going to leave the house. And
wait, are they saying, that's the thing.
Yeah.
What would be interesting to me, because I know they released that documentary.
Yeah.
Did they check the basement and didn't see anything and then came back?
They never checked the basement.
Oh, okay.
So incompetence all around.
Because I was about to say, like, did somebody place her there? Or was she just there and just nobody was?
And so, like, that's the thing. Like, they just didn't check the basement. And allegedly, the house is supposed to be really big with a lot of, like, different parts. But I saw the little diagram. It wasn't that big.
For the parents.
Yeah.
Because, like, the cops are stupid.
Yeah.
They, like, but I feel like stupidity is as far as it goes. Because, like, if they didn't notice, because they could just say, like, whoa, we didn't even see the door to the basement. Yeah. That's still idiotic. But, like, okay, you're fired. Boom, next. Yeah. But, like, the parents are the only ones aware. Like, you live in this house. You know that there's a basement.
Yeah.
So, like...
Yeah, no, it's definitely giving a little like I'm questioning you. Yeah. But at the same time, you wake up, you go into the living room, or you go into your kid's bedroom, you don't see your kid. Yeah. You go into the living room, you see a ransom note, you might be panicking. In your head, they're already gone. You're not going to be thinking of the fact that the kid is in this house. Oh.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Your thing, you see a ransom note and you're going to start checking the house?
No, I see a ransom note and I call the cops.
Yeah.
I'm on the phone with the cops. I'm running all around the house, like looking everywhere. Yeah. Like, whoa, type thing. Like, is this for real?
Is this real?
Like, because one thing I'm not going to do is see the ransom note, call the cops, and then just sit on my couch and be like, what the hell?
Oh, yeah. No, I have to be moving.
I'm moving. I'm like actually losing my mind because at the end of the day, you find the ransom note. I'm looking now for clues of anything else.
To help out.
If I think that she's gone, I'm like, did they leave out through the basement window? Did they leave out through the...
And that's exactly what they did because the basement window was like broken. So my thing is the
Dang, I didn't know that she was dead.
what?
Wait, hold on. It just clicks in my head. For some reason, when people talk about JonBenét Ramsey, I thought she was like a missing child that they never found.
No,
She was killed.
they found her in the basement dead.
That's crazy. Like less than 24 hours later. I thought the whole mystery was like,
because you thought she was no. The mystery is who killed JonBenét Ramsey.
That's
and
crazy.
so they found her dead. And the craziest thing, she was like strangled, and she was sexually assaulted with a foreign object. So that's the thing that made me feel like, I know you're going to be like, no, because the parents could have still done this. I don't think her parents did it. Low key, I don't think her parents did it. I don't think her brother did it either. I think it was somebody at the party. I think it was someone they were close to. And I think it's someone they could even possibly still be close to. You'd be surprised like how your head is literally not going to look at someone in your circle.
but like that's actually insane because the last thing I would do, like if I threw a party and the next day there was a ransom note saying that like they took my kid and then I find my kid dead, everyone that was at that party, I'm literally coming for them.
Yeah.
Like
You're all tied up in a basement.
you're all tied up in a basement and like the cops, like I'm holding you for ransom.
Yeah.
The FBI is outside.
Yeah.
Because like I'm saying like I'm shooting someone every minute.
Every minute until I get the answer of who killed my daughter.
Who killed my daughter.
100%. I'm
Like,
sorry. The people at that party would not know peace.
They wouldn't know peace.
No.
And their families wouldn't either.
No.
Like when I'm talking about blackmail, I'm talking about the most malicious, heinous.
Oh, yeah.
You could think
Yeah.
of. Like I'm not just taking you down.
Yes.
Like your mother's out of work.
Yeah.
Your child just got kicked out.
No,
of
I'm
school.
reading books
Like,
on how to be more diabolical.
how to be more diabolical.
Yeah.
Because that's crazy. I feel
And
like
also now I've got your kid too.
now have your kid.
Yeah.
Like,
So you better fess up.
you better fess
Yeah.
up. I feel like the thing I wouldn't look at in this situation, I understand the people who don't look at family. Because like that like the Broadchurch show that we watched that
so good.
Yeah, like
You guys should watch that. That's a recommendation. It's really good.
Very good. I understand like not looking at like, oh no way my husband did it, or like no way my sister, my brother, whatever. But like friends
are the number one people to look at because they're so close to you.
Yeah.
Also, friends would have known where to hide in the house.
But like you were just at my house.
And so basically when they show like the little like diagram of the house, she was lived on a different floor. So it was easy for them to come like run up in her room like a Tomb Raider, kidnap her and take her down to the basement because they killed her in the basement. That is what they figured out. But yeah, basically
Not a single person in the party could say like, I remember when this person was gone. I didn't see this person for X amount of time. I feel like it was a whole like if we're talking conspiracy theories, it was a conspiracy together to kill.
Well, let me tell you what the final nail in the coffin was.
What?
The number that they requested was the exact number of the dad's bonus that year that he got from his job.
And he didn't think like, who did he tell?
I'm sure he did, and yet we didn't get an answer.
How did they? I feel like this is such an easy kind of.
But and yet everybody isn't like us.
Like a birthday party, like the murderer.
Yeah, murder mystery.
Yeah,
it really is. It really is. And I'm telling you, I would have cracked the case.
I would have cracked the case in 2 seconds.
I would have cracked the case. And I feel like, forget the police.
Yeah.
Forget your friends and all that assistance. I would have figured it out.
People don't understand that sometimes the best method is to just go really hard on one person. I'm being so serious. Sometimes, like,
what?
Because people don't expect you to do that.
Yeah.
Like, the killer is going to think that you're going to be, like, losing, like, oh, yeah. Like, you have to trust your gut. And the second someone says something, the first person who comes to my mind, I'm like, it was you.
It was you.
And now I'm going off on you.
I'm going crazy.
Because people, they like to feel like, you're crazy. When you stick to your guns about something. People have no clue, like no chance but to start spiraling. That person would try to start cleaning stuff up and try to start,
but you also like how they say like you don't want to like psych somebody out and then now they like move to a different country. And then when you think about kids, the worst part about like, I don't know when she died. I think it was like in the 90s. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like during that time, you know, people just were not on their like P's and Q's like how we are now.
Yeah.
You know, it could have been her bus driver. It could have been one of her teachers. And because she was a pageant girl, it could have been one of the dads that would come to the pageants.
But that
I would have had the names
and got that bonus.
Ooh. That is actually so true.
It was somebody at that party.
It was somebody at the party.
Like that.
It was someone who they saw
common knowledge.
And actually, dare I say, I know it was that because they still haven't caught that person.
Yeah.
You know, they were looking for these outside people. There was like this guy that was in like Thailand who claimed to be her killer. It was like so many people who popped out and they're like, I was in love with her. It was me. And I'm like, oh, some people are really sick.
No, they really
Some people are really sick. Why would you put that family through that? So yeah, basically they never figured out who killed JonBenét Ramsey, but we know. We just figured it out.
We just figured it out. Right
so
here
it was one of the people at the party. And if they ever release the names and pictures, then we'll be able to point exactly.
We'll be able to point who the person is. I'm closing my eyes and I'm just feeling the energy.
Yeah, I'm hovering over.
And then putting my finger down.
It was that one.
It was that one.
Yeah. Go get them, boys. Right? Moving on.
Crack the case.
Cracked it.
Okay. Moving on. Something that I want to talk about. I know I'm skipping on the list. I'm just gonna skip around because
talk about what you want.
Yeah. Because this is like a short one, but I do want to mention it.
What are you about to say? Girl, what are you gonna say? Oh my God.
Have the birds been replaced by cameras? That's something to think about. And I know we talked about this the other day.
Yeah.
But I just had to bring it up just to see like what you guys think and what our subscribers are thinking. Because for me personally, like I said, I don't believe every single bird has been replaced by a camera.
Okay.
But I can grapple with the factor, like, they got me there. They can convince me that some of the birds out here are not real birds.
I don't know. I'm like, why?
But like the thing that we saw on our walk yesterday,
Oh.
we are in, I was about to dox us. Not going to tell you guys our location.
That is so funny,
but
yeah.
like we're in a state where like chinchillas don't live.
That's true.
There was a chinchilla on the tree outside.
And it was staring at us.
And it was staring down at us and his eyes were like completely black.
Yeah.
That was crazy
That was
last
crazy.
night. And
Even
it
with the flash on, you know, the eyes are supposed to get red. They stayed black.
It just stayed black and it was just looking at us. And that's what I'm saying. Like, these animals out here that like, are they real animals?
I think if there are any animals being replaced by the government, it's squirrels.
Squirrels.
Squirrels are ever so present.
They are.
Squirrels want you. They don't want to leave you alone.
Yeah.
They want to be around you. They want to terrorize you. They're the ones doing the government's work, I swear. If it's anybody on the payroll, it's the squirrels.
It's the squirrels.
Birds still mind their business. That's why I don't see why everyone's saying the birds.
I don't know, because birds have like, well, I guess you could say this about squirrels too, because squirrels like crawl up high in trees.
Yeah.
I would say like people say a bird's eye view.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
they're
that's
up
true.
there, they can monitor a whole street from one lamppost.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's
I don't know,
true.
I'm just saying.
That's true.
I'm just saying.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I feel like when people want to show me a little bit more proof about that one.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you think about it, nobody has ever like caught one and been like, look,
This is so easy. I mean, I've been seeing, have you guys, those videos of like those people in New York catching those birds?
Oh my gosh. That's a conspiracy.
That is it though? It's not even a conspiracy theory. I mean, they are legitimately catching these birds and putting it in
birds and
yeah,
cooking them.
It's the Kung Pao chicken.
Yeah.
And I never tried it.
Never tried it, but
I'm actually sure it slaps, but
that's the biggest conspiracy. Those videos are really crazy.
Those videos are actually kind of insane. And guys, I know it's really not funny, but like I be cracking up. Yeah. I feel like it's
no, I be cracking up crazy.
I be cracking up because it's you know what? I'm gonna get into this later. I'm not even gonna do that to them because they're not gonna know.
What?
That video that you showed me of that lady throwing those frogs into the river.
Oh my God,
so funny.
Oh my gosh, yes.
People in New York are just built different.
No, they really are. Like they
do their crimes like during the day.
During the day and the middle of the day. Like that was crazy. But okay. Oh my gosh. No.
What do you want to talk about next?
The freaking vaccine microchips. What? No.
What's the word?
What's the word? No, literally. But not even just the microchips. Mm-hmm. The fact that like there are so many different theories about like what vaccines do. Like when people are saying if you get the COVID vaccine, you'll turn into a zombie.
I don't know. It's like you can never underestimate humanity's stupidity.
Yeah.
Never, because they'll show you that they can get worse.
Yeah, it can.
They can get worse, that the brain can shrink.
Yeah.
That's a theory in its own right. Check these people's brains because...
But if you ask a couple people, like the science moms of the US,
gosh.
this isn't a theory, this is a fact.
Like on, what is it, like Mom Talk?
No, it's literally called science moms.
Oh, really? That's literally what it's called?
Like, they're the science moms.
No, that's crazy. No, I don't know. You find yourself on that side of the internet and it just gets scary. I guess I kind of wonder, has anybody ever seen a microchip before? Because what I want to know, how do you think that's fitting through that needle?
That's the thing, too. Like, how is it in this liquid right now? Like,
have you seen a vaccine and have you seen a microchip?
Those are the 2 questions.
I guess those are my I have to start there.
Those are the top 2 questions.
I have to start there because if you've seen one or the other, like, you know how they chip dogs?
Yeah.
That's what a chip looks like.
Yeah. And even, like, if you've ever watched, like, Squid Games or something, the little tube that they use to put the chips in is, like, huge.
It's bigger because the chip is visible.
It's visible.
So what we're talking about here, I guess, the vaccine microchip theorists are saying that the chip itself is not visible to the naked eye.
Yeah. Like,
that has to be where we start.
A molecule.
Yeah. And so I guess, going from there, what is the chip doing again? What is the theory?
What is the microchip doing?
Because I've noticed, like, so many people will say, like, they're doing it.
Yeah.
They're putting the chips in the vaccines, but they have nothing else to say after that.
Yeah. Is it to follow us? Because that's another thing, like, if you want to track people, it makes more sense to use their phone.
Well, they are tracking us on our phone. That's a legitimate thing to say. My phone is following me and clocking my every word.
100%. That's not a theory. That's a fact.
It's a fact.
So I'm saying, like, that will give you more information than putting the chip in someone's body. Because you're also, like, the phone is constantly with that person, and then you're seeing what they're looking at.
Yeah.
Like, that's you're, like, in their whole world.
Yeah.
Why would they microchip us, like, to follow us if there are cameras, like, people are saying they're always watching us. There's a camera in the TV, there's a camera in the computer, a camera in the phone, a camera on the street. Like, they know where we are.
I'm thinking that maybe they're thinking, like, the chip is like it's like more of like a doomsday type chip where, like, they can press something and you die.
Like, half the population.
No, that's what I'm saying. Or, like, maybe, I think maybe that's what they're thinking.
They can convince me. No, I think we just made our own theory. Because
I would assume that has to be it. Or maybe it's like that type of thing where they're like, people are like, vaccines give kids autism, or like vaccines make you sick over time. I'm like, and not your high sugar, diabetic, high cholesterol diet.
Do people not? Period.
Because I think that's what's taking you guys out in the South.
That's what's actually leading to your death.
It's your fast food.
You haven't walked in a month. No, literally. You haven't done physical exercise since the pacer test in high school.
The only running you do is that mouth. Literally.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, like, that theory actually eased out of, like, if they're going to kill half the population, they could do it in a button.
No, all of a sudden we're just...
Like, actually, I support that theory. Write my name down on the list of people who believe that.
Because that might be true.
Well, they just ate with that one.
Well...
That was my...
And you know what? My thing is, when it comes to stuff like that, I mean, like, so what are we going to do? Like, honestly, like, I'm just in a... Like, I don't know if it's just, like, exhaustion.
Yeah.
I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about, like, how that affects us in our everyday life. And, like, you saying that, like, being on the internet saying that, like, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Now you're definitely on the list of people that's going to die when they press that button.
Well, yeah, you might as well keep your mouth shut about it.
Yeah, you might as well not even tell anyone you know.
Honestly, if you're going to go out, I feel like a mess.
I mean, yeah, because what? Are you going to feel pain? That's the thing.
You're not. I don't
Unless
think so.
they think that they're chipping people to, like, torture them.
That can't be what they're thinking.
Oh.
No, I don't know. We don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm like, am I sweating? No. No, I think it's literally, it's
like,
yeah, like it's the type of thing like
Thanos.
It's actually so interesting because I'm not saying, I'm not saying that the US government has not had their, like, ways of, like, trying to control people or doing things that can get very dictator-ish or communist, especially now in today's climate. But I feel like, honestly, I think a lot of the fear in Americans is coming from their own perception of how other countries are being run.
Do you think so?
100%.
Yeah.
I think it's actually not that crazy to say that, like, somewhere off in China, they're doing population control because they've done population control. But here, it's kind of like, well, that's a fact. That's a fact. But here, I feel like it's all of these theories that maybe haven't really been exercised.
But what I'll say is that even you saying that, do we know?
I'm just talking about when they made everybody only have one kid.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, guys. No, I'm talking on like that.
I think it's people like.
Yeah.
I think it's people who believe that like other countries are doing these crazy.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Like they're doing like these test experiments and stuff. And I'm not saying like yes or no, somebody's doing that. If you want to believe that, then like
I think they kind of are doing
fine.
it. Dude, and I'm not like no hate on them because I think any country is capable.
That's another thing. Why do those people think? I feel like it's also the people who are like so like USA. Because like, what makes you think that the US isn't doing that?
The US is like number one in everything. So let me tell you something. If they're operating on people in China, we're doubling it over here.
Like we're doing it times 10.
We're doing it times 10.
So that's something that
the people are locked up and they're being experimented
in Russia. It's because we did it first.
It's because we did it first.
Like
we are number one.
We are. Don't y'all know about the Stanford experiment? Like. Yeah.
Do your research and then come back to us.
And then come back, yes.
Mm-hmm. No, it's I do believe that at least with that, I do think that like our government is capable of, I guess, doing something to make people sicker. I just don't know if it's happening via vaccine. It is happening via food.
Yes.
It's
like
the food.
People try to act like it's, I believe that the doctors do. That's a conspiracy theory. This is not a conspiracy theory. Actually, this is a fact.
Oh,
they have a cure to cancer.
Oh,
for sure. They have a cure to cancer. They have a cure for AIDS. They have a cure for HIV.
100%.
Every STD.
Yes, they do. All of them.
All of them.
Mm-hmm.
Every last.
You mean to tell me that you can get rid of gonorrhea, but you can't get rid of herpes?
But like, do you mean to tell me that like y'all are making all these different things and like y'all haven't found the cure to cancer? But notice how like they've released like a little bit more every year. They're like, we've made like headway in this and that. It's like slowly. You guys have had.
They're like, give us a couple more $1 million and we're almost there.
Yeah. No.
What am I giving you money for? Let me say something.
Literally.
You have all the brains.
Yeah.
They don't need more money.
They don't.
They just need like maybe a little bit.
I checked like back in the day when they were making these medicines for the first time. It wasn't no money involved. They were in their house whipping stuff up.
That's what I'm saying. Get to work.
Get to work.
Get to work.
Crazy.
We don't have to fund. You should be able to find a cure with your bare hands.
But like you guys, don't y'all know about like foraging? Go out in the forest and find a cure to these things.
They're taking our money and building machines and robots that then do the work that the human's supposed to do to find the cure. That's what the money is going into. No, that's absolutely insane.
Because last time I checked, like everything that's in the medicines, not everything, because the things that they're using to kill us are not naturally occurring.
No.
But all the other things in the medicines, like we're talking about like the baseline. I don't want to sound crazy, but I'll say like ibuprofen or something. If y'all want to check me, it's intermediate.
Yeah.
But it's like penicillin, those types of things. Like this was people in like whenever penicillin was made. I think that was like a really old one.
Can't ask me.
This was made like in somebody's quote unquote lab in like the year 1900. Like they didn't have no money. They weren't doing anything.
They were just rubbing things together.
They were just rubbing things
mixing
together.
a couple of things.
So it's like, why do you now need $2 million to do that? You know?
They don't.
They don't.
They don't. They just want more fancy machinery.
Yeah.
I won't be supporting that. That's why I don't donate nowhere. I go to the source and hand the money to people.
No, literally, I'm going to the source.
I'm putting my money in that sick kid's hand.
Yeah.
And like, that's it. I'm literally not donating through any organization because I do not believe, I know for a fact they're mismanaging the money.
Yeah.
That's not even a theory.
No, that's
they are not handling the money well at all the organizations across the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the headquarters and bring your check and hand it to the CEO.
Not even the CEO. That's the worst person to hand it to. Go to these hospitals, go in the room with the kid on the thing and hand it to the parent.
Don't hand it to the parent. Put it in the kid's hand.
Put it in the kid's hand.
Yeah.
Hand it to the carers. Whoever's crying the hardest when you walk in that room, give it to them. Because they're going to do something with that money to save that person.
They're going to save that person. And that's actually so true.
It's so true.
Like, guys, if you ever make me rich... Yeah.
Here's my run for future millionaire.
Yeah.
Put your trust in me.
Yeah.
And I'll make it happen.
And I'll make...
And what is it, you ask? I'll make it all happen.
I'll make it all happen. Anything you're wondering about, it'll get done under the new order.
Under the new order, yes.
Yeah. No,
because
and that's
the
what period.
revolution won't be televised. And that's that on that.
I can't take myself seriously.
At the end of the day, I'm being dead serious.
No, but I actually think that's what makes it funnier is that, like, legitimately, if they ever put some money in my hands, I'm going out and I'm doing the work that I was sent here to do.
I'm doing the work that the other people are not doing.
They're not doing
they're
it.
afraid to do because they're listening to the man. They're under the man's thumb, and they're into capitalism. They're into fascism.
Yeah.
They're into all of these.
Yeah.
And what they're doing is trying to profit off of the suffering of the middle class.
Yeah.
And the lower class.
And the lower class.
And so the revolution is coming. And when I say the new world order, I'm talking big pharma won't exist anymore.
It won't, not under my hand.
Not under my hand.
Not if I have anything to do with it.
Anything to do with it.
No, I'm telling you, put your money in me and I will save the people.
Yeah.
Because I'll get in the field.
I'll get in the field.
And so that's what's different.
No, like it's literally reminding me of the black woman that's in Pakistan right now. That was like, we need to redo the whole city.
No, she's doing the work.
She's doing the work because give me $20,000.
Yes.
And the whole city is getting rebuilt. And you asked with $20,000, yes, because I can make it happen.
I can make it happen with that little.
Maybe you couldn't make it happen, but I can make it happen.
The government is asking for millions.
The government tries to make y'all think. That's another thing. The government is trying to make y'all think that it would take millions to fix your child's school when that's not the case.
It's not the case.
They're just running y'all up.
They're taking
These
all of your money.
Are not costing that much. They're just running y'all up.
Now you have floor to ceiling windows and a dumb child.
And a dumb child.
What is that going to do?
What is it going to do? I'm telling you.
Extra light is not making your kids smarter.
No.
The building looks better though.
Yeah. But I'm saying like, we're going to renovate the school.
Yeah.
The kids still have textbooks with graffiti written all in it. What are we talking about? You know?
They don't want us to get into, because I you know what? I was going to say something on like iPads. I feel like iPad kids are ruining the world.
Now, I saw a whole study on this literally like last week. No, like I'm being for real.
Wow.
This is we've left from conspiracy theories and now we're just talking facts.
Yeah.
Because these things are just facts. It's actually a fact. Like there was a study done because I saw this girl post. She was talking about how like her kid has started watching like old TV shows and stuff like Tom and Jerry and like the Little Rascals and like Peanuts. Is that what it's?
Peanuts? Charlie Brown?
Charlie Brown, but aren't they called like the Peanut like comics? Like, isn't it like?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, isn't that like their name? Even though everyone just says like Charlie Brown, but like, it's an actual. The name of the TV show is Charlie Brown. Anyways, stuff like that, and like their kids like tantrums have like going all the way down.
Of course.
And then it's like the studies show that like kids' TV shows today, the colors are way brighter, like the noises are louder, and like it's supposed to like get your like it's unnerving for children like because brains that are like 3 and 4 years old are not supposed to be taking all of that in. They start like hyperactivity. And I'm like, that's so true because the way the kids are set up now,
they're awful.
It wasn't like that.
No, and I mean that makes sense. I feel like you're giving your kid the iPad so that you can have a moment of peace, but the truth is that iPad kids will never give you peace.
No.
Like I actually think you're doing the opposite.
What you need to do, you're doing the opposite. You need to do it the same way that people do their pets. You do outside time. That's what people don't want to do because they don't want to watch their kid. Unfortunately, not everybody has a yard, but if you have a big backyard, you put your kids outside, you make them play because they come back in and they're tired.
You're tired,
and then they go to sleep.
And I'm saying all this, I've never had a child, I've never raised one, but the facts are the facts.
No, but you can put your trust in me.
Yeah, the truth is in the numbers. I'm talking about.
I'm looking at the statistics. I'm punching the numbers.
The numbers have been put in, and this is the outcome. They're telling you to take your kids outside.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep moving. Let's touch real quick on. I just want to say yes, they are putting drugs in Coca-Cola, but it's not what people think.
You don't think it's cocaine?
No, I don't think it's cocaine. They used to put cocaine. That's a fact. We do know that. But I think that we're like, I'm touching on it for a second, but back to the fact that you guys don't understand that the stuff that is in the food is ungodly and it's unconstitutional.
Yeah.
Literally, the things in the food right now, that is the drug itself.
Even like the red dye that they're now banning. And they're like, we got to take the red dye out, but they're not going to ban it until 2027.
Oh my gosh, like these additives?
Yeah.
These are the things that's killing you guys. You're saying cocaine, but like, you're not dying from cocaine, if I'm being so honest with you.
Yeah.
It's everything that's in the meal you ate yesterday.
Can you imagine, though, that when they made Coca-Cola and they were putting cocaine in it, can you imagine being so money hungry and you want your thing to sell so bad that you put drugs in it for people to consume so they can keep buying your stuff? That's insane.
That's a new level of evil.
It is.
It is so evil.
That is so crazy.
Oh my gosh, money?
especially in the US.
No, it's like the way that the things that people will do. Y'all are so embarrassing. The things that people will do for money is so insane.
No, it's crazy.
I literally don't think that there's not a number someone could put on me to make me do something like that.
No.
Or to make me act out the way that some people act. Some of you, I'm not. No, because I have to keep going on this list. Okay. 9/11 was an inside job. What do you think?
That's not a conspiracy theory.
It's not no, because there have been about 5 plane crashes in last month.
That's something that we didn't touch on. That's crazy. We didn't even add to the list, but like that's the biggest quote unquote conspiracy theory. That's not a conspiracy theory. That there's like they're making that happen.
I think people are not talking about that enough. Did you see how the I think it was a plane like coming from like Air Japan or something, and it crashed into the one in Seattle?
Really?
2 or 3 days ago?
I didn't see that.
No, it literally like the wings crashed into each other when they landed. Thankfully, I don't think anybody died.
Yeah.
But that happened like 3 days ago.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, I feel bad for like everyone who's been involved in this. So like, no joke, not even like to laugh. I do think that like people are saying that because Trump did suspend like air traffic controllers, like he like let a whole bunch of them go or something. I don't know what it was, but like whatever is causing that, whether it's like the government or whatever it is people are saying, it's like really sad.
It's very sad.
It's so ridiculous. Whatever is happening, because this wasn't happening previous years, so there has to be some sort of cause. I'm not going to sit here and theorize on it, but like, that's insane.
It is like the saddest thing ever. And people are like, all these innocent people are losing their lives over like power and money and greed.
Yeah.
And for a fucking point.
Yeah. Like, it's like whether it's the Boeing company, like not doing their planes correctly, or whether it's like the government messing up.
No, you can't speak about Boeing.
Oh, yeah. But you know,
not too much on Boeing.
Not those types of things, like whether it's like an actual company, whether it's the government, whether it's like satellites that people are trying to send, whatever it is, like they need to get down to the bottom of that.
If it's something about the U.S., people will die for a point to be made every single time. There's nothing wrong with a little sacrifice for a point to be made. And I feel like low key, if Trump wants to kind of tell people that DE&I initiatives are no, because he thinks that the Mexicans, the blacks, the Asians are the ones crashing these planes.
Yeah.
So if he wants to make sure that every pilot that is of color, he's making those planes go down specifically, and those planes crash so that people can put it in their mind, person of color, pilot, those things don't go together. It's actually very insane.
That's actually crazy.
It's actually
But what's
insane.
crazy is the fact that when they asked him like why the planes are crashing, and he was like, it could be because of DEI initiatives, and they're like, what? So you think it's because of like race? And he said, could be. Like, what are we even talking about?
What are we talking about?
I couldn't believe that when I was watching that on the news.
No, wait, hold on. Girl. I couldn't believe that either. But also, like, I think that the people who support him, they just want to believe in nonsense. So I feel like, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever. All right.
Last one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want to do? Do you want to touch on
I want to touch on the very last one on the list.
You don't want to talk about the moon landing? That's unlikely.
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, we'll get into that for a second.
Okay.
It really hurts my heart to even imagine that the moon landing wasn't real, because one thing you guys don't know about me, and we'll talk about this in like our childhood lore episode 2. When I was a kid, up into the age of literally like 16, I wanted to be an astronaut. I wanted to go to space so bad.
You did.
And like, it wasn't on no like, oh, I'm 5 and I want to be a firefighter. Oh, I want to be a princess. Like, I was super serious about that.
Yeah, you were.
I was super serious about becoming an astronaut. Like, I was going to be an astrophysicist, like all of these things. I was into space. I was following NASA, like literally like day and night, checking their website and stuff like this. This is me at like 9 years old. I just truly, so like when people bring up theories of like, no one has actually been to space and like da-da-da-da, and like they drugged the people who like went to the moon to make them think they went to the moon and it wasn't real. Like, it actually really hurts me, because I really want to believe that like space travel is real and is being done.
Right.
But like, I don't know, sometimes I see these theories and there's like, people are really bringing up stuff, and it's like, I know you hate this, the quote that I said before we started filming.
Oh my God.
If a tree falls in the forest and no one is around to like hear it or be there, did it make a sound? Like, for real, if this can be used in like a lot of different contexts, but I don't know, like just the thought process of like, if we personally have never been to space, can we truly say, like, with all faith that, like, space travel is real, that they're, like, actually going up there? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I want to believe it, but, like...
I think yes.
I think, yeah. I mean, I think yes. Obviously, if someone asked me, like, have people been in space or, like, are other planets and stuff real, I'm going to say yes because I believe in it. But I'm just saying, like, for the people who don't believe, it's like they do have legitimate reasons to feel like it's not real, is all I'm saying.
I don't know. I just believe that with...
I can believe that the government will lie to us about something.
I believe that there is someone's government. There's some astronaut has gone up to space.
Yeah,
I'm not
if
saying
it was
that
the
it's
U.S. first, because
Russia,
that's the
China,
thing.
whatever.
Yeah, they could have faked the moon landing just to say we were the first to do it, which is what a lot of people think.
Yeah,
and like I could believe that, but believing in general that space travel isn't real, I can't believe it. That would actually kill me.
No, that would be really sad. But also, I don't feel like they'd be able to make the really great movies that they've made with no like you know, references. That didn't come from anybody's brain. No, it could not have. Girl, this is all you. Because I just was not in the lore of this last little theory.
The really last one. The really last theory. I can't believe you don't remember when people were talking about this.
It was so stupid I didn't look into it.
This is so real to me. Okay, I don't know if you guys know, but I feel like if you're of a certain age, like Gen Z, then you know what I'm talking about. There was like this post.
Older Gen Z.
Wait, before we talk about this, I'm sorry, we have to go back. Do you guys remember when that black girl posted on like January 1st, like black people were gonna get superpowers?
That was really beautiful.
That was amazing. And she was so serious too, but like the way that united like all the diaspora at that time, I loved that.
That was really good.
And people are like, I better wake up and be able to do X. That was like, that's a conspiracy theory that I enjoyed and that I wish was real.
I wish.
Anyways, I don't know if you guys saw like this from a while ago. It was maybe like a year or two ago when someone was saying that like in 2015, I forgot what event they were talking about, but they were like, it changed when that happened. Like we jumped from the timeline we were on into like a parallel universe and a different timeline. That took us out. And then I saw some people theorizing. They were like, yeah, because like a black hole was opened at that time, like that same time. Like there's like documented that like a black hole popped up in the space at that same time that happened. And I don't know, like I was resonating with that. I was like, you know what? Everything has been different since that time. And we literally, everything went downhill after that.
It's about people wanting an excuse for why life isn't what they want it to be right now.
Sometimes it's not an excuse. Sometimes like there's reasoning. It's not just like one person's life, two people's life. Everyone holds hand, touches, and agrees that life changed after 2015.
It's called the world ending, hon. I don't know. Because the real truth is, if we want to talk about like F2015, the Mayans predicted the world would end in 2012, and it definitely did.
No, I saw people saying that too.
It did.
Like the actual change was not 2015. But
it was in 2012. It did.
When the world
nothing has been the same.
And you know what? I wonder about that because the world didn't like physically end, but their calendar did end in 2012. And it's like, were they thinking like, did they just run out of stone? But they didn't. So that's another thing. Like, what did that mean for them? Like, what ended in 2012?
Life as you know it. I think that because like, let's really get into it. Have the floods not been happening? Have the fires not been taking place?
Yeah.
Has the climate not been like literally shit?
Yeah.
Like I feel like definitely they were like, oh, and at this point, you guys are not gonna know peace. Yeah. I feel like it's really kind of like they knew like after 2012, you're on your own.
Yeah.
You're on your own. I know a lot of people suspect that like aliens have been like helping the planet and that's why we haven't like, you know what I mean? Like all died off. And like some people feel like if aliens do come down, they'll be able to give us like their technology and help us out. I think they've been doing it all along. And I think 2012, the Mayans knew that's when the contract ran out.
They were doing that. They were doing that for ancient societies. They're not doing it now because they don't F with us.
No.
They're like, you know what, F these people.
And why would they?
Yeah. And why would they? But I feel like 100% aliens were communicating with ancient civilizations. 100%.
You think so?
100%.
Yeah, 100,000.
No one can convince me otherwise.
Yeah.
Easter Island, what are those heads doing there? Do you know they have bodies?
No, I didn't know that.
When you dig down, the heads are on top because they're covered, but like they're whole statues. That's crazy. The thing, and there's an actual word for it. The one in Scotland with the stones that are like all like in a circle.
Oh, yeah.
And people are saying like that is used for like time travel or whatever the heck.
The pyramids? Name one person that could pick up one of those individual stones that are like to the pyramid. I'm being so for real. Like, can anybody actually pick one of those up?
Can anyone pick it up? But oh my gosh, like
who chose triangle too? That's all I want to say.
That's the strongest shape.
Oh, is it really? And see, here's my question. How do they know that?
How did they know that?
How did they know that without somebody telling them that? I don't know.
Literally,
I don't know. I don't know.
Like the aliens.
Yeah, there's proof of aliens everywhere.
Yeah, because there's like the same like drawings. Remember, I don't know if maybe I was watching that by myself. Ancient Aliens on History TV, cable TV. There's like a drawing. What is it? Like a big person in like countries all around the world that like never communicated with each other. That's like they're very far away from each other.
That's crazy.
So it's like, yeah, they were alive.
Yeah, they were seeing the aliens.
They were seeing aliens for sure.
Yeah, definitely. If aliens are real, they've been helping us this whole time. Because if not, they would have killed us a long time ago.
Yeah,
I do think that's what we're dealing with here.
I think so.
I don't think they're a threat to us. I don't think so.
I don't think that they care to be.
No, I don't think so. They're doing their own thing. They don't want to fight with us.
No, they don't.
And very, 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 very last thing, Michael Jackson theory. Give your hot take to the girls.
This is my hot take to end the episode. This is something I believed growing up until the age of literally 15. And people tried to tell me that it wasn't true, but now I'm realizing that it's actually a conspiracy theory. Because you can't tell me that it's not. Because one of these people don't match. I don't know if you guys watched Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the one that came out in like 2006 maybe. There was a character in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And he was played by Johnny Depp, according to Google and according to like people you ask on the street. I ask you now to look at Johnny Depp and look at that character and look at how they look nothing alike. Look at how there's no way that could have been Johnny Depp. Mm-hmm. Now I want you to look at a photo of Michael Jackson and look at that character and tell me that wasn't Michael Jackson playing him in that movie. That's what I want you guys, that's what I'll leave you with, and I want you guys to think about.
That's homework.
Because there's no one that can convince me that wasn't Michael Jackson in that movie.
Yeah.
And one thing you surely can't convince me is that was Johnny Depp.
He does a lot of like disguises. This wasn't one of them.
This wasn't one of them. He wasn't Willy Wonka. That was Michael Jackson. And I'll leave you with that.
We're going to let you guys ponder on that. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe.
Yes.
And we will see you guys next week for some more shenanigans.
For some more shenanigans in another video.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.